Hi guys, I'm Shmee. Hello and welcome back to the channel where you join me on a beautiful day here in Dubai. Now you might be wondering why on a video about supercar shopping am I currently standing in the middle of the desert? Well, there's a very good reason for this coming right up, and then later on I'm going to be heading around town to go check out all of the showrooms and see the greatest cars that are currently on sale in the city. It's a bit of a tradition each time I come out here to the UAE. Now for this trip, to get around, Mercedes-Benz Abu Dhabi have very kindly lent me the Mercedes-AMG GTC 50 edition, one of only 500, and of course a touch of feeling like I'm at home with the GTR. And I'm also going to be catching up with them for a pretty exciting event in a couple of days. But today, let me show you what's happening first. It is very windy out here, but let's kick things off with a quick run through of the GTC 50. Now obviously I'm very familiar with my AMG GTR, but I've not previously driven a GTC coupe, and this is the 50 edition for the 50th anniversary of AMG. There are 500 of them in total. This one looks awesome in the satin white. It has 557 horsepower, down from the 585 of the GTR, but it still has all the updated tech, the rear wheel steering, and on the inside, one thing I really like about this car is that it has a panoramic glass roof, which hasn't actually been a problem, even though it's obviously in the 30 degrees out here, but just gives you more of a feel of the car being open. So we will be doing plenty more with this. One other thing though that is going on, there is a car behind me right now that you might recognize. This is Lucy, Supercar Blondie's Lamborghini Huracan, fresh with its new literally paint job on the exterior. It has been painted in this flower design. Now Supercar Blondie herself is currently actually out for a little drive in another car that I'm going to be featuring that's just been brought here by VIP Motors. So stay tuned for this to arrive any second. And then we'll talk a little more about this too, before then taking the GTC to head around Dubai. It's going to be a busy day, it's going to be a busy trip, but there's a lot going on. The car is arriving. A Porsche 918 Spider. Now that's a good way to arrive.
Holy, can I swear on you?
No. Is that the kind of response from the car then? Is that how it's making you feel?
I'm sweating.
And you know what? There's an orange Huracan that's just rolling in behind you as well. How random. So we'll take a good look at this. I think we're about to jump in it as well, but...
honestly, my heart is racing. I'm sweating.
Yeah.
I did two kind of like just 0 to, we'll say 100 straight away, and it was unlike anything else I've ever driven. That electric engine.
Amazing. Pop it into E mode right now. Swizzle the toggle. And the engine cuts out. And then you can just drive it in E mode. Silently. Love the 918. So this has come from VIP Motors, and we're just doing some filming now with all of the cars. How crazy is this?
Woo!
A face speaks 1,000 words.
That was amazing.
Yeah?
Wow.
Good fun in the 918. So we're going to be going out for a drive in this in a second. There's a video on your channel as well.
Yes.
But I want to ask you about this. Your Lambo.
Lucy the Lamborghini.
Literally
Yes.
called Lucy.
Lucy, that's her name, and she's just had a new paint job.
And you know when most people say paint job and look at a car like this, it's a wrap.
Yeah, it's not a wrap.
This is painted.
This is painted. And that worried you slightly when you first saw it.
Yeah, I mean, so what was it, a couple of weeks of work?
Yeah, this is 3 weeks in the making. So
Okay.
some guy, an artist, hand drawing on every flower, and then sitting there day and night for 3 weeks, just spraying it all on.
That's mad, that's absolutely crazy. It's unique basically.
Yeah.
I like the colour. Flowers...
You're telling me flowers aren't your style? I'm shocked.
I don't necessarily think I'd do one of mine, but I like it a lot. I think it's really cool. It's come out really well, and in person it looks brilliant.
It needs to be different, and that's what I was going for. And flowers are kind of in at the moment. I know you don't really follow the flowers.
It's not my scene.
But that's what we're going for, and that's Lucy the Lambo, and that's, yeah.
You know, one other thing. Oh,
wow.
Dust storm.
Wow.
Brake calipers.
Yeah.
You've got blue at the back and black at the front.
Yeah.
I love that.
Well, you know why? Because we've got blue at the back here.
Yeah,
right?
the design.
It's like predominantly blue, and then it kind of fades into more grey and black, and then black at the front. So I wanted that to be reflected in the calipers as well.
It's very nice.
Yeah, and then you've got the blue seat belts inside, and you've got the Lucy. So matching blue seat belts, which I really like.
Very nice.
You have to have something like that, don't you?
My audience will know this colour as MSO Cerulean Blue. It's like my Senna colour. It's almost spot on.
Blue.
It's basically spot on to what we did used to call it Shmee Blue.
This is the Shmee Blue in my car.
Basically.
What have I done?
You're gonna have to change them now.
I have to change them.
Nah.
To come up with my own colour, supercar
Nah.
blondie blue. And then she's branded Lucy here with some embroidery in the seat.
Do quickly. Lucy.
Yeah.
Embroidered.
So
right.
She's forever called Lucy, and that's it. Lucy the
Well,
Rainbow.
that's awesome. But this
Is awesome.
918 Spider from VIP Motors that they have brought out here to let us have a little play with. Can we take a step in?
Yeah, let's do it. You behind the wheel this time.
Woo! Right, let's climb in here. So I've been lucky enough to drive the 918 a couple of times before, but every time is incredibly special. We're just going to head up the road to get a feel for this. So key in, let's turn that, and we're on. Because hybrid, we're in electric mode, you control that through the toggle here. And one thing that's actually quite fun is the drive selector here, the mode selector, I've noticed is basically what you have now in the new 992, 911. It's that same like razor looking stalk, electric razor style stalk. Anyway, let me find my seatbelt from behind me here. And maybe I can pass you the camera if that's all right. Got that. Fantastic. So, here we are. Right, in electric mode, into drive, because daily car
Needs an electric mode.
It's trippy, isn't it?
It's so cool.
So you've just been doing this and just driving this out, and we are actually on the wrong side of the road right here, just to confuse everybody, but that road we were on didn't go anywhere. So we'll wait for the truck to go past.
We literally had no excuse.
Yes.
We had to drive out the wrong side because there's a dune behind us.
So this is the trippy thing. It's so bizarre, isn't it?
It's so
Let me
fast.
just close the window and get really quiet. We're down in electric mode.
Spaceship mode.
That's unreal. What do you think about all of this? Like in terms of the way they've done it? I guess.
Just the one main screen all the way down.
Did you spot that one up there?
Oh, yeah,
Nav
look
screen
at
up at
this.
the top.
Oh, you can't really see
Well,
it
you can't see
here.
it on the camera. And then if you do this, you turn the toggle into hybrid mode,
Yeah.
or into sport mode, the engine kicks into life, or you can go into race mode, and then you can press hold that button right here, and then you can put your foot down on the on.
Okay, here we go. Here we go.
Wow!
It's ridiculous. Wow.
It's so loud as well with the exhaust right behind. This thing is nuts. This thing is absolutely nuts. And then, after you've done that, turn it back into electric mode, and when it's in the right kind of state, e-power mode as they call it, it will turn the engine off, so that will happen in a moment after having just, there we go.
Oh, there we go.
Back to silence.
So it just needs a few seconds.
Yeah, I think it depends what you've been doing. Like if you've just given it full boot and it's used some electric charge, it then has to get some electric charge back into it. But
Because I just did a whole lap on electric.
that's probably why it's completely out. Oh, it's so cool, it's so cool. Electric hypercar.
Which is insane.
And then we go over the cattle grid. This is what's so ridiculous. The UFO like,
Yeah.
completely dead flat around the corner. Completely flat. I love how the integration is just so easy. You just flick it between the different modes and it does its thing, just like that. And then it's comfortable. It's got cup holders in here. Oh, somebody blasting past. Literally cup holders. That's how slippy the ground is. You can see the sand from the truck in front. Anyway, quick little blast. Let's head back, jump in our cars, and go exploring.
Excellent.
It's time to load up the car, sadly, to say farewell. But given today is supercar shopping, what do we think? 918 Spider? It's pretty cool. But let's get it on the truck now. That means taking an awkward step back in here. It's not the easiest car to get in and out of with these seats. When you are in, key in, turn it, and it's on, just like that, magic. See you on the other side. So to put it here onto the truck, in the middle is a button for the lift system, which raises up the front so that we're not going to risk scraping it. Back into gear, and we're all straight, I think. Yeah. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, you're good. Come straight on. Yeah, stop.
And magic, just like that. We're done, we're on the truck, close the windows, key out, and there we go.
Okay, let's see your best effort at getting out
We need
elegantly.
like a how-to, a 101. Like, you kind of step out,
Push forward.
Push yourself on whatever you can grab. Oh, that's not easy.
But it's
hey, look,
here.
the orange Huracan's back, cruising around. Yeah, it's those side bolsters that kill you. Those bits right at the edge where you catch your leg on the outside.
They really dig in, don't they?
Anyway, good fun experience.
There you go.
Thanks for arranging.
No
Wicked.
worries.
Adios. The 918 is off on its way. You're off too.
We're off. See you next time.
See you next time. Who doesn't love the V10 firing into live? So they will head off. The 918 is turning around up that way. And noisy, isn't it? See you in Geneva. See you later. How cool is that actually? Huracan 918. Let me hop back in here because it is horrendously windy outside. I'm sorry about that. I literally am here surrounded by dunes, as you can see. The view that way is actually really quite cool. But we're gonna head from here then to go check out some of these showrooms and start off, I think, at VIP Motors. But each and every time there are some wonderful surprises lurking. So I'll pick out some of the best dealerships and go and see what they've got in store. I'm a big fan of this grumble that you get from the 4-litre bi-turbo V8, and this is in comfort mode at the moment. So let's put it into Sport, Sport Plus, go manual on the paddles. You can hear the exhaust valves have opened, drop down a gear, and then you get a whole lot of that. Now this car isn't quite as powerful as the GTR, but you don't really notice the difference. Stock car to stock car, they're pretty similar. The GTR, you'd have the performance bucket seats, which just hold you a little bit more snug, and maybe slightly more aggression and anger to the soundtrack of it. But in here, I mean, it just pops and bangs away like crazy. How cool is that? It's never boring. Never ever is this car boring. So what a cool car to be driving around here for a couple of days. Anywho, it's going to be about half an hour to get back into Dubai. Most of it along Sheikh Zayed Road, where you also have most of the showrooms in a similar kind of area, but it can take a long time to get from one to the other. So let's hop around a bit and see everything that we can find out on display. This is VIP Motors then, from where the 918 came and has now been returned. And you can hear in the background that we're right beside Sheikh Zayed Road, the main road through the centre of Dubai. But this is the largest supercar showroom in this town, and inside there are some very nice cars that greet you as soon as you walk in the front door. Take a look at this. That little lineup right in front of us, the Bugatti Chiron, and that was the noise of a McLaren starting up in the background, but the Chiron, the blue 918, the Veyron, and one more around the corner, the Aston Martin 177 Q Series, one of my favourites. But that's not it. Just have a look around here. The lines of Lamborghinis, Rolls Royces, G-Wagons at the back, the tall G-Wagons, we'll go check those out in a moment. The Porsches, some Ferraris and Lamborghinis down this side. This showroom is supercar heaven to just look around. But let's start right here with the car centre stage, the Bugatti Chiron, the pearl white, and then come and have a look at the back. The exposed carbon fibre here, the burgundy dark red carbon fibre for the rear sections on the 1500 horsepower hypercar from Bugatti. This thing, that looks absolutely stunning actually, and the wheels painted to match on the inserts with the rear carbon fibre as well. And then next to that, the sapphire blue 918 Spider. Now this, the 918 earlier was special, but this in this colour is right up my street. We've got the acid green calipers, and look at that interior with the piping, the 918 embroidery, all in the bright green, the e-hybrid style. And that's, if you do remove the roof panels, by the way, that's the kind of wind deflector that's stored away otherwise in the front of the car. That's really nice. I like that a lot. Then next to that, the two-tone silver Bugatti Veyron, one of the 450 of the 1001 horsepower original Veyron. Then we've got a new Continental GT, new model, very nice colour on the blue of that. And then alongside that is this car, the Aston Martin 177 Q Series. Now they only made 7 of the Q Series out of the 77 177s, one of 77 in the name. And some of the differences you can see are the coloured lower part of the splitter down there, carbon fibre door mirrors, the whole body's carbon fibre on this, and you also have the Q badge here inside the rear part of the window. And look at the suspension that you can just see straight through. This thing, it's so cool, it's so beautiful. The design and proportions of the 177 are magnificent. I love that an awful lot. Behind Behind that, we've got a Turbo S, a GT2 RS Visac package with the exposed carbon on the bonnet and the off-gold wheels. Behind, we've got a California T 488, Aventador 488, Anniversario 50th anniversary edition Aventador, McLaren 12C. This line just goes on and on with GT3s. There's our 918 Spider back here in the showroom. Behind that, 650S Le Mans edition, one of just 50 of the 650S Le Mans with the distinct tribute wheels. The louvres there in the front arches. A couple of McLarens around. 3 SLRs on that side. What do we have? A 722, a normal SLR Roadster, and another 722 as well. And then over here, Porsche Carrera GT. You have to love this car. GTC4 Lusso and BMW Z8 behind. Ford GT. Wow, this is just amazing car after amazing car. Here we've got an AMG GTC Roadster, we've got an SLS, GTS Edition 1, a Fab Design SLS, another SLS, then we've got a 720S, McLarens, Lamborghinis, that line of Rolls Royces behind. Love the Salamanca blue Wraith that you have just down there, stands out, a bit brighter than some of the rest. And then come this way, actually just take a quick look around. You can see lots of G63s along the back. That line is nuts, because I want to show you this little group of cars here, because this is Brabus G700 6x6, normal 6x6, those are massive by the way, Landaulet, Maybach G650 Landaulet, that's cool, that's the same spec as I filmed in South Africa, really cool, and 4x4 squared, and another Landaulet, 2 Landaulets together, what is this? This is nuts for a showroom. And then an SV, satin yellow SV, tucked in around the back. I'm a bit mind blown by this dealership. This is ridiculous. The number of cars in here. 2 Landaulets, 2 6x6s, 2 918s, 2 Bugattis. Good things come in twos, it seems. Wow, that blue 918 though. Let's head back to that because that's nice. I mean, that's really nice as well. I think actually the last time I was out here in Dubai, that might even have been my choice back at the time. But this time around, from VIP Motors, I'm in a 918 kind of mood, and that is kind of winning. It's so nice. My next visit is another great one if you like rare and special cars. Deals on Wheels, where inside the showroom, they have some particularly uniquely spec'd supercars and hypercars. You will see what I mean in a moment. But to get things started, just inside the front door, we're greeted by the 3rd Bugatti we've seen today, the Veyron Grand Sport Legend, the Rembrandt edition. So they made these 6 different versions of the Grand Sport Vitesse, which has the Super Sport engine, 3 of each one, and the Rembrandt is in the dual-tone brown with brown exposed carbon fibre, but of course one of the fastest convertible hypercars in the world with the Targa panel that can be removed. And then alongside it, our 3rd 918 Spider that we've seen, again, convertible roof, but we didn't experience that earlier on. But this car is in liquid silver. This is the paintwork that cost 65,000 euros or so if you ordered it from new, but it was the launch spec for the car itself. And this little line is actually the wing crew right now, because we've got the Aventador SV Roadster, we've got the Aventador SV Coupe, and then we've got 3 911 GT3 RSs. The 2 orange ones are the .1 generation, the silver is the .2. You can see the end plates and the arms, the uprights for the wings are slightly different. And then at the end, we have the P1 with doors up. That's not the only McLaren P1 in here. There is also one tucked in over there at the back, next to a LaFerrari. I want to show you that LaFerrari, that's really special. Then here, we've got the Lamborghini Urus. On this side, this stands out to me. This is the Mercedes Maybach S650 convertible S-Class, but with the full Maybach luxury. So inside you have the quilting, the brown leather, basically really nice materials, fit and finish in the convertible S-Class. Maybach being the flagship model, now wearing the badge there on the flank, but I think that's a really, really nice car. Alongside it, 2 of my favourites, the Mercedes SLS AMG Black Series. The Black Series where it basically took the SLS GT3 car's chassis and gave it the bodywork of the SLS with the gull-wing doors and so forth, but a real driver's car, front mid-engine, it sounds thunderous. And this one behind, solar beam yellow, really nice colour, but check out the interior of it, check this out. It's dual tone, yellow leather and black on the inside, the dashboard with the lower in yellow and the full bucket seats in yellow. I actually like this more than I thought I would on paper. It sounded like it might be over the top garish, but it fits with the car. This car's only done 380, I think, something kilometres from new. Really wide, really aggressive, and the carbon fibre against the yellow paintwork puts that right up at the top of my kind of wish list. The SLS Black Series is something I really love. And if we keep coming around, what else do we have? AMG GTR, Lamborghini Performante. This 458 Speciale Aperta is very nice. Rosso Fuoco, particularly under the lights here in the showroom. That colour is stunning. 16M, come through, got California T, yellow F12 TDF. Yellow is the launch colour for the F12 TDF as well, and that certainly works as a result. It's very nice. Again, with all the contrasting carbon fibre, it makes a perfect contrast against yellow. We come through, there's a Tesla here in Dubai, that's unusual. We can come and see this LaFerrari, and you'll see what I mean about the inside of this. Rosso Corsa, the main colour for a LaFerrari, but inside it is tan with red piping, red seat belts, but tan on the steering wheel and also the lower part of the dashboard and even on the central tunnel there as well. But that's quite unusual. They're normally black on the insides of LaFerraris, so I quite like it just because it's a bit different. Gloss black wheels as well. And then we've got a very bright orange P1 here. This is a car that I've seen before, in fact, but actually looks pretty good as well. Normally you'd have that in carbon fibre, and you'd have the door inserts in carbon fibre as well, where they've gone for a full painting on that car from MSO. So there are, without a doubt, some really quite nice cars lurking inside Deals and Wheels right now, but that, to me, is awesome, that SLS Black Series. Anyway, that's a quick whiz around the showroom. We're seeing a lot of hypercars today. Maybe it should be hypercar shopping, not supercar shopping with what's going on. If you didn't think we'd seen enough Porsche 918 Spiders today, we've got two more here in the window, Princess cars. A white one and another liquid silver one. So that's 5 918 Spiders for sale that we've seen today. On the inside, there's an AMG GT behind that Aventador S, mostly other BMWs and Mercedes at the back. Oh, and then that's nice too. F12 TDF in red, cool stripe on it, and a GT3 RS alongside that. So the 918 is definitely the flavour of the day. It seems the perfect car for us to have taken out earlier with Supercar Blondie, and now we're seeing them in all of the showroom windows too. I'm going to jump back in the car because this is actually next door to Deals on Wheels. Head on, see what else we can find. So far the GTC is making for a very pleasant way to get around, and do excuse me, it's rather noisy, literally right beside this 7 or 8 lane road in both directions that goes through the centre of Dubai. But another spot to visit is here, Exotic Cars. They always have a lovely array, as you can see through that beautiful showroom window behind me. So let's head in and take a look at what they have in stock today, starting right in front of me here with the LaFerrari with a black interior, the more familiar interior against the Rosso Corsa exterior. Then alongside that is a Veyron Grand Sport Vitesse, so removable roof. And I like the way this is finished with the polished sides, with the exposed, almost purple, slightly hued. Maybe that's under the lighting here. No, it is slightly tinted purple. Look at the back. This is really, really quite nice actually. Nice contrast with the interior, which is a little bit more out there, shall we say. But then next to that, you have the Porsche 918 Spider Weissach package, again with the liquid silver paintwork we've seen. But around the back, you can see the additional carbon parts that come from the car being a Weissach. You get that extra aero going on. It strips out various things like air conditioning, which you can then confusingly add back in should you prefer. But alongside that, Aventador SV Roadster in blue. Looking around this way, we've got a Ferrari 488 GTB, a green Hell Magno AMG GTR, and look, another Bugatti Veyron. This is a 16.4 coupe, the original style, but it's actually got a super sport style front bumper on it, which does look rather cool, it has to be said, and very stealthed out in the satin white with the very dark windows. It kind of has a menacing presence to it. Then a few other cars dotted in and out, but I'd also like to take you out back to see what's lurking back there. Around here then, this is the highlight for me, the white on white on white McLaren P1. That's actually really quite nice. I like it a lot. Then next to it is a Lamborghini Gallardo Super Trofeo Stradale, only a handful of those. There's a blue Viper back there, red SLS, R8 GT, satin black C63 Black Series, a couple of G-Wagons. I'd never seen this area, but there's like another 100 cars. Of course, it's dark, it's the very end of the day right now, and naturally some more Aventadors and a Tech Art GT2 RS. That P1 here is really, really nice. I like that. To wrap things up for now, what would a supercar shopping trip to Dubai be without a visit to Alain Class? Pretty much the originators of the supercar scene in terms of the sales and dealerships out here, and inside it is as good as ever. So let's head inside the showroom and take a little look at some, well, particularly special cars here. We start off with a LaFerrari. In fact, we have the Holy Trinity. the hybrid trio right here, the LaFerrari, the 918 and the P1 behind it. And is that our 6th now? I'm confused about 918s today. Also a fair few P1s at this current rate. Behind that, if we keep coming through, we have the Bugatti Veyron from Mansouri. Mansouri Vincero, the satin white with the carbon fibre. Behind it, another 918. At the back, the Aston Martin Q Series. In fact, I'm going to come and see that as well. The second Q Series that I've seen today, but in the white. This thing is just stunning, honestly. I love the Aston Martin 177 so much. And then, you might have just spotted this. I wonder what's under there. I'll leave it to your imagination. It's a car that's been sold. It's a convertible, and there are only 9 of them. For now though, Porsche Carrera GT, GT2 RS, that highly spec'd from MSO 675 LT Coupe, Ferrari Speciale Aperta, that's a 40th anniversary Murcielago, that's a Reventon, a very nice red 720S, Mansouri Aston Martin DB11, we'll come back to that side in a second, SLS, we've got a bright green GT3 RS Weissach, there's an Urus tucked at the back, Dawn, a very tricked out luxury van right here, coming through, one of my favourites, beyond the SLR, the SLS Black Series again in white with the carbon, just such a nice contrast with some red accents on the inside too. SLR Roadster, this is just absolutely crazy, the stock in here. Lamborghini Murcielago SV LP670, then the Reventon Coupe, one of 20 in the world. We're looking at many $million cars here. Koenigsegg Agera R, in fact 2 Koenigsegg's, because there's a red CCX. Wow, with the doors open just to show what they can do, but this is a full exposed carbon fibre body. Just totally wow right now looking around here. 722S actually, SLR, the Roadster. This, I mean, that's cool. That's really cool. Carbon fibre Agera R. I don't know where to begin when it comes to this showroom really. The quality of cars is frankly absurd. How many hypercars do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We won't count the Carrera GT. 8, 9, 10 in one showroom, at least. There's a particularly cool orange Phantom Drophead Coupe at the very back there. But overall, wow, and double wow. Now, the car that's under there, I'm going to take out of today's little video because that's not particularly fair in terms of supercar shopping because somebody's already bought it. But the rest of the cars in here are boggling my mind. I'm just coming back over to the Mansouri DB11 because this paint colour is genuinely astonishing. It's literally like a triple layer green. It must have some silver underneath. The pearlescent effect you get is really, really cool. Now I saw it under the Geneva Motor Show show lights when it was launched, but in here, honestly, this colour is unbelievable. I would love to paint a car in this exact colour. I don't know what car that might be at some point in the future, but it has so much depth to it, from the bright highlights to the dark shadows. Just the colour alone is really, really nice, and it actually contrasts quite well here with the satin silver for the pillars and the forged carbon on the Mansouri car. The interior is quite bold, all silver, with green carbon, dark green tinted, like olive green tinted carbon. But the paint is really absolutely on point. I love that colour. Really, really, really cool. Well, that's been a great way to spend a day. The doors of Alain Class now locked behind me. Well, what a way to wrap things up. It's been a bit of a spree of supercar shopping, albeit imaginary, around the showrooms of Dubai. And before I let you know my choices out of all of the cars that I've seen today, I'd like to say a big thanks to all of the dealerships that I've visited for welcoming me in and making it possible to film these clips so that you can see their stock, including the Bugattis, LaFerraris, P1s, and a plentiful supply of Porsche 918 Spiders. And of course, a special thanks goes to VIP Motors for the opportunity to take their 918 out for a drive earlier with Supercar Blondie to experience the car again and get a feel for what it's like and enjoy the day to day and really get things started. Now, my choices from the showrooms that I've visited are going to be that sapphire blue 918. Out of all the 918s, I love that spec with the contrast bright green piping at VIP Motors, and also at Deals on Wheels, that yellow AMG SLS AMG Black Series has totally totally grabbed me. I actually liked it an awful lot more than I think I would on paper. So those are my top 2 choices from today. Again, there are plenty more dealerships though that I haven't visited, the likes of Ferrari, McLaren, Lamborghini, Bentley, Aston Martin, Rolls-Royce, you name it, and more too. I haven't even been over to the industrial park where you get plenty more places like Topline, but those are the ones that I've picked for today. So a big thanks to all of them, a big thanks to you guys, thanks also to Alex, Supercar Blondie, for their time as well to film earlier on today. Wow, I'm completely exhausted. It's been a very long day out in the heat, but that is it for now. I'm going to be jumping back into the AMG GTC, and of course, a thanks goes to Mercedes-Benz Abu Dhabi for the possibility to be driving in this car, head to my hotel, take a rest, because there's a lot more to come during this trip to Dubai and the United Arab Emirates. So that's it for this time. Thanks very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you again very soon. Cheers.